All right, what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna fast forward a few days. I did some major renovations, and I was trying to figure out how to edit everything together, but there's just too many hours of footage, and I just couldn't figure out how to get it done. So we are on day 12. I've done a few things here. So you'll notice I've got all these journal entries filled in. Where I left off was, I believe, journal entry 3, right? So basically, journal entry 1 is the one you pick up off the ground, or, well, the one that leads to 1. And they tell you to go to the labs, which is the last video I did, was going to labs in here. Journal entry 2, I believe, was the hospital, which was, I did earlier. I did that out of order. And the last thing I did, which is something I'm glossing over, is this journal entry, which is down in the subway. I spent a lot of time in this area where that red X is, trying to figure out where it's at. But it was brutal to find. And I ended up going into another horde night and then coming back and finding it. Journal entry 4 was down at the school, and I'm going to skip over that. And it was a kind of a, it was just a normal trip, nothing big there. We're on journal entry 4. Journal entry 5 was way down south, and that was at a chemical plant, which is one that I wasn't sure if I could get down there and back. We'll go over that in a minute. And I'm up to journal entry 6, which is down at a prison. So basically where we've been, if you see the map here, my base is where this diamond is. The labs was over here where this arrow here is. The hospital's here. The school was over here. The subway is down here. And then if you go way down here is the chemical plant where they want you to go. And somewhere off over like here somewhere, I don't remember where it's at, but somewhere in this general area is where that prison is. And as soon as we get done with this horde night, I'm going to go down there and visit that. So basically this is what I've opened up in the world. I'm going to assume they're going to send me up here somewhere and maybe over here somewhere in these remote areas at some point. I mean, they're sending you all over the damn place, but that's for another time. While we still got some light, you'll notice the base is completely different. The problem I had is where my door was over here. The zombies kept coming in and beating on this, and I didn't really have as many traps in that area. And the other thing I didn't like was that here in the middle, I had no protection aside from the spikes, the wall spikes there. So what I did, first and foremost, was to come in and put a gap in between, which has had mixed results, but I put a gap in here so that it would prevent them from beating on the walls. As they were hitting these things, they were hitting the wall. So I tried to put a spacer in there, but then they ran through here and got in there and started beating on the wall. I mean, it's just not been great. The other thing I did is I figured while they're sitting here, they could be getting the shit knocked out of them by these compressors. So I put a row of compressors on this, hoping that they'll get blasted on their way over to here. And then I put another row of compressors with pendulums interspersed in to try to knock them into the compressors, hopefully. And then I put a compressor at the doorway to knock them out. So that's the outline. And the other idea is that I have an extra space out here. I can run a whole nother row of traps out on both sides. I did watch somebody play Horde Night 20, and man, I don't know if this is going to hold against that. So we'll see. I'm going to see how this goes. Now on the inside, of course, I left my gap here. These did not move. I did not move this row of foundation. What I did is I took the upper layer off, put these in, which I need to reinforce, but I've got windows I can look out. And then I got my garden going. I've got my storage areas, my research spread out. I was going to try this bird thing, see if it did any good. But I've heard it may or may not work. At any rate, we've got some stairs down here and here. I've opened this whole section up so I can get my cooking and crafting all built in here. We do have the radio. I do have the ability to make the radio stuff. And one thing you do collect as you go, I think I put it in here, these are parts for whatever the radio these are all the things that you're getting when you do the journal entries. You get a journal entry for the next location to go to, and then you get these items here. So I don't know what they're for yet. I mean, obviously it's a radio for rescue, but no clue. I would also point out that all the light gray areas is the stuff that I've researched. So I've got the radio thing researched. I do have the lightsaber. You've seen that out. I took this all the way across to get medic. I think I want the silence one next, maybe. Maybe get this evasion rate up. But everything else is pretty well maxed out. The only other one is this scavenger stuff, but I don't really see a value in it. You just get things done faster, so they're kind of the last ones on my list. But that's where I'm at on the skills. I'll probably start working on this cooking stuff at some point. I don't know, I haven't seen much value in it. I let my traps do the work, so I don't take much damage unless it's during the day. But the only thing I have left to upgrade is this. And I dumped a window in here so I can kind of look out and see how things go. And I left a little bit of a gap here, or tried to, in case they start beating on the wall. I can get protection in there. Up top here, this is kind of janky, and if you fall in here, this is going to be bad news. But I started putting these bridges up here so I can walk across. I don't know if I want to continue the bridges all the way through here. I could hang some off of here, but that gets in the way of the stairs, so not sure. It's kind of janky and ugly, but I don't know. I'm hoping this will hold for a while. And that's about sums it up. This is the big changes that I've got, and we're on night 12, so I have plenty of time to get to night 20. That's when things are supposed to go really sideways. Like I said, the other thing I want to do, I got down to here. So I was kind of contemplating moving my base from this location where it's at here all the way down to maybe in here somewhere, but down by this river to be kind of closer to this chemical plant. But I was able to just flat out run down there and come back. So I didn't really see a point. And the journey actually went way quicker. But I didn't stop to loot. I didn't stop to do anything. I just pretty much ran down there, walked when I ran out of stamina, and then did the same thing on the way back. So I was down there, I think it's 2,100 hours. I was there at like 1,500 hours, something like that. I'll throw a little video of it in somewhere in here. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And there was a bunch of stuff. I had like 10 or 12 hours of video in here. Well, 10 hours maybe, 8-10 hours, something like that. It was quite a bit of video, and I just didn't want to break it all down and run through it. So I figured I'd bring this up to speed, just to get everything caught up, because the videos, or the gameplay, is ahead of the videos, and I wanted to get caught up somehow. I just couldn't figure out how to do it very easily, but instead of showing all the other stuff, I figured I'd just skip it up to here. So, at any rate, that is it for now, and I might do this next Horde night, maybe jump down to the prison, maybe go to loot down there or something if this Horde night goes well, so that might be the next video. But at any rate, that's all I have for right now, so take care.